You can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Jared, the Killer Gorilla Cannonier, takes on Gregory Robocop Rodrigues this Saturday in the main event of UFC Fight Night in the Apex. Interesting matchup at middleweight here. Gregory Rodrigues, I believe this is his first main event spot. Be curious to see how that works going 5 rounds. If this does go 5 rounds, I don't think it will, but curious to see how his cardio holds up going 5 rounds. Never doing it before, whereas Cannonier, seems like that's all he's booked for now is main event fights. Going 5 rounds. Recently went 5 rounds with Caio Borralho, and before that went 4 rounds with Nassourdine Imavov. A lot of decisions as of late. He did go 5 rounds with Marvin Vettori too, so Cannonier's going to have the advantage in the experience going 5 rounds here. Gregory Rodrigues, 3-fight winning streak. Recently dominated Christian Leroy Duncan in that last fight. Went 3 rounds. Was able to kind of beat him up on the feet, take him down, control him. Before that, knocked out Brad Tavares, and before that, just put a beating on Dennis Tululin. Less than 2 minutes into the first round, got the takedown, put him out with elbows. Jared Cannonier, coming off of kind of a lopsided loss to Caio Borralho, did go 5 rounds, but was just getting outpointed and outstruck in that fight. Borralho was just the younger, more technical guy, just more proficient all around. And then before that, Nassourdine Imavov, pretty close fight on the feet until Imavov caught him and put him out. So Cannonier, gonna be 41 in a couple months. Kind of one of those guys, I wish he would have dropped to middleweight a little bit earlier in his career. Did start out at heavyweight, if you didn't know. Went from heavyweight to light heavyweight to middleweight. So been in the UFC since 2015, so it's a long storied career, very tough guy. A lot of power in the feet, decent takedown defense, all around really good fighter. I don't think he's got it anymore in the UFC. I think he's just a little step behind some of these young up-and-comers. We see him continually being put into these main events kind of as a stepping stone for some of these guys they want to build up. Caio Borralho, Imavov, these guys are going to be, future title challengers. I think Imavov will get the next title shot against Dricus, and Caio Borralho probably 1 or 2 wins away from a title fight. So I do think that this is kind of a fight to build Gregory Rodrigues. I think he's the better fighter at this point in his career. Shocking that Gregory Rodrigues is only 32. He looks like he's the older guy when put next to Jared Cannonier. Just very old looking guy, but huge for the division, very powerful. Like I said, on kind of a run right now. 3-fight win streak. Was kind of fraud checked by Bruno Ferreira. That's my biggest concern with Gregory Rodrigues at this point is his chin. He has been knocked out by Bruno Ferreira. Before that, he was knocked out by Jordan Williams on the Contender Series in round 1, which just isn't a good look in hindsight, seeing how Jordan Williams has progressed or has not progressed is a better way of saying it. But and his first fight as a pro was knocked out, so can get chin, but I think he'll be safe in this fight. I think he's a better striker than Cannonier at this point. He's a very forward pressure fighter. Very, very powerful punches, very good takedowns, world-class ground game. I think that he'll put a pace on Jared Cannonier, beat him up on the feet, get him to the ground, and sub him. I just think Jared Cannonier is kind of past his prime. Hasn't really had a great win in almost 5 years, I would say. He has a win over Marvin Vettori, but I don't rate Marvin Vettori very high. Split decision over Sean Strickland. You could argue he lost that fight, and Sean Strickland, has kind of proven he's not cream of the crop. And then knocked out Derek Brunson. Again, Derek Brunson is getting beat up by everybody. Kelvin Gastelum is just a fat middleweight. Needs to move to welterweight, which I think he's doing right now. Lost to Whitaker. So really, it's a Jack Hermanson ground and pound win, or an Anderson Silva leg break. So hasn't had a high profile win in a long time, and I just think he's not improving the way that these guys are that they're pitting him up against. I just think Gregory Rodrigues is going to be better than him on the feet. Going to have more power, going to be faster. He's going to be pushing a pace, pushing forward the entire time. I don't think he's going to let Cannonier really breathe in there. I think he's eventually going to get the takedown and sub him. So sucks for Cannonier. Going to be his third loss in a row. But I feel like at this point in his career, the UFC is just kind of using him as a marquee name to build their young fighters behind, because in reality, they know that a 41-year-old guy is not going to be champion, and if he does get a title shot, he's not going to be there for very long. So there's no point really putting a lot of promotion and money behind this guy. So I think they're just kind of feeding him to the wolves at this point, and I think that's what the odds show as well. Well, I guess the odds -190 for Gregory Rodrigues, I can understand those odds. I would think it was bigger, but Jared Cannonier, he is no slouch regardless of what you think about him. He's a tough test for anybody at this point, but I just think Gregory Rodrigues is he's on the rise, similar to the Caio Baralhos and the Nassourdine Imavovs. He's going to be a future contender at middleweight, and I think this is just another a signature win for him to get on his way there. After this, he'll have four fights in a row, start getting much more top tier talent as they build him into a title challenger. So let me know what you guys think in this. Again, not counting Jared Cannonier out, he can always, land that punch, got a lot of power. I just think that Gregory Rodrigues going to be almost 9 years younger than him, much better grappling. I think he's got the edge on the feet too, so I just don't see him winning this fight. Maybe he catches Gregory Rodrigues just because he has a kind of a weak chin and can be hurt, but I don't see that happening. He's shown really good defense in his last few fights, not getting hurt at all really since that last Fajea fight. So I'm gonna go with Rodrigues. I think he hurts Cannonier, gets him to the ground, and then subs him. So let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you watching.